what I have unique is I was born in Africa, in a country called Senegal, in the town of Dakar. My father was a former French military in the Air Force, and at the time Senegal was a French colony. My stepfather was a mason, and he's the one that got me around masonry, the masonry business. I started as a laborer when I was 17 years old. I was labor for him as he was working on houses in Belgium.
In Belgium, okay.
Everybody has to go. Everybody gets drafted once you turn 18, and you have to serve 1 year. So I was in the cavalry, and a year later I went back to Belgium and started a masonry apprenticeship.
Okay.
Coming to America was an opportunity for me to achieve dreams. So I was in there, my paperwork, sat down, and the lady there, she just came out and stamped my passport, said, "You're going to America." So to me, I thought, wow, that was a dream, that was in itself, the fact that I was able to go to America. I became a citizen not very long after that, and I'm very excited to be part of the American, and I'm living the dream really, because it's about, you know, working hard and always looking for ways to help people. The saying is, if you help enough people to get what they want, you will get what you want eventually.
No, that's a great
And that's
quote.
what you're doing yourself when you're out there promoting your products and training contractors like me to increase their income through, you know, which you do actually. So, and I know you're very successful at what you do, and I really appreciate that. And I thank you again for the opportunity.
Oh, you've been great. Hello, I'm Don Foster with Masonry Cosmetics, and I have the honor today to be here with Robert, which we call Robear, and to do right by his last name. Robear, say your last name?
Breton.
Breton. I try. So anyhow, it's better that I have Robear do it. So we're here, a great guy. I've known Robear for over 10 years now, and I consider him a dear friend. And just want to share that today we are going to enter Robear into the Brickman's Hall of Fame class of 2019, and it's an honor for me to be here with them and for us to do that. And we're really going to try to cover two really topics. We're going to capture that moment in time with Robear, but we're also going to do it into two ways. We're going to talk about some of the history, where he came from, and we're going to get into the American dream of Robear coming into the country the right way, working his way, working hard, working his way up through, and then becoming his own businessman. He's done that since the early 80s. And we're gonna tap into that. We're gonna talk about some of that, and we're gonna share a moment of time with Robear. Robear, welcome. We love having you here, and welcome to the Brickman's Hall of Fame. And let's start off with, tell us a little about your company name, the area you cover, and what are the things you offer?
Well, thank you, Don. So I'm a Mason by trade, and my company's name is Art of Masonry. And I've been in business now since 1983, so it'll be over 40 years or so.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
And some of the services that you offer, what all do you do?
So we're masons, so we do anything that has to do with building brick walls, stone walls, doing mortar repairs, which is my specialty because we're good at matching, resembling existing, so repair walls and so on. There's a great market for that.
And then you also, how we got to know each other over 10 years ago, you started adding as far as brick matching.
Yes,
Talk about that.
10 years ago, I got a call from a good friend of mine, Bill Deal, that knew me through the brick trade. Bill Deal at the time was a brick distributor, and he approached me like, hey, I know as you are, as an artist, as you are a craftsman, you really need to come take a look at what we have here. I think you're going to be interested, which is the stain product that you guys offered. So that's how I got involved with you guys through Bill Deal, and ever since I've been doing this. the stain business. Yes.
So staining, what percentage of staining compared to you were used to be 100% all masonry, but
Yes.
now what's the ratio between staining and that you do right now?
It's been from 35 to 50% of my business, I would say.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Good. Well, we'll talk more about that later. Let's get into the past. Have you talk a little more about where you came from and how in the journey, how you got to the United States? Share some of that with us.
Well, I was going to say I was born a baby like everybody, right?
Yes. No, that's good. No, that's good. Yes.
I can start
That's
there,
a good start. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But it's unique. What I've unique is I was born in Africa, in a country called Senegal, in the town of Dakar. My father was a former French military in the Air Force, and at the time Senegal was a French colony. So he was stationed there. So from there we went back to France, where I grew up, went through high school there and everything. And so that's pretty much where I came from.
Where did you start? When did you start thinking about the American dream? What started fascinating you about that?
Well, the way I grew up, I was always taught to work hard to get what you want out of life. It's going to take some hard work, some good ethical work. And I was raised that way. So the American dream for me, of course, being in France, going to school, everybody hears about America, the Statue of Liberty, and all those, just the wealth that's there, and the fact they were the first on the moon. Yeah, everybody hears. But to me, I'm always looking for opportunities. So coming to America was an opportunity for me to achieve dreams. If you want to know, my stepfather was a mason, and he's the one that got me around masonry, the masonry business. I started as a laborer when I was 17 years old. I was labor for him as he was working on houses in Belgium.
Belgium, okay.
And after that, I worked there with him a few months, and I was drafted in the militaries because at the time, everybody has to go. Everybody gets drafted once you turn 18, and you have to serve 1 year. So I was in the cavalry, and a year later, I went back to Belgium and started a masonry apprenticeship.
Okay.
So from there, the opportunity came to me to be able to go to America. So when I came to America, I was still a mason apprentice with no experience. My first job, with my English, my broken English, my English was not as good as it is today. I took like 4 years in English in high school in France. I knew how to write and read English, so that helped me a lot. But on my first job, my broken English, they asked me to just build a wall for them around the house. Well, at the end of the day, after making many circles around and doing the best I could, turned out I put a wall that was like 4 feet tall by 5 feet long. So when the contractor came back, and I had a labor with me, and with my French tools and so on, my French trowel, my metric system, and so on. So I struggled with that, very nervous, So he looked at me and said, you're a good mason, but I'm sorry, you need to find a place where they're going to take their time with you so you can gain experience. So I cannot keep you with me. So from there, I looked for jobs, and I ended up finding one where the contractor was a German guy that spoke French fluently. And because of that, I said, well, you know what, you get the job. So that helped out. So I worked with him, and he got let go, but the new contractor kept me on the job, and his name was Jim Welch. And Jim decided to put me half-time as a laborer, knowing that I had an apprenticeship of me in masonry, and half-time on the wall, laying blocks and bricks. And I stayed with Jim a little over a year, and from there, I went into commercial jobs, and I joined the union in Fort Worth.
Oh, nice.
And I got my journeymanship there through the local 6 of Fort Worth. And from there, I thought, if you really want to get better and still get that dream going in you, you probably need to start your own business. So I started to advertise on the Dallas Time Herald and the Morning News, couple lines that I could do brick repairs. So I would have my full-time job, and then I would go do side jobs on the weekend. Well, the side jobs, after a while, I started make more money working on the side jobs I was working my regular job. And I thought, just go full-time on your own business. So that's how I started this, like back in 1983.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it's just been good. And yeah, I was always looking for ways to, increase my income. And I thought that's what Masonry Cosmetics shown to me, a great product that I could use in my business, which I've been very successful at it. I've been able to help a lot of people with it. And I really was thankful to Bill Deal for the opportunity. And I got to meet you, Don, and Rick Connor, which you guys are fantastic. And what I like about you guys, that you're very honest. And you proved yourself to me when I had a selling job. I had to bid the job. And you shipped me right away 20 bottles of that yellow, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
And no charge. I said, wow, those guys are really people you want to be with. So, and I've known you for a while now, and I know you're a man of your word. You stand behind your product. And I'm just proud to be part of the operation there. And I'm very excited about it. And I look for the next several years to do extremely well at it.
No, you do great. And let's back you up a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about your transition. So how old were you when you started to come to the States? How old were you then?
I
you were an
was
apprentice for a couple of years? Or
Yes, I was 21.
21.
And yes. So I did my immigration demand. So, over there you have to have your police record in order, medical record in order. So I did that. So what helped me is the fact that I was a young guy that had a trade and that was looking to go to work in America. So I got all my papers together and I showed up in Belgium at the Belgian consulate. And next door to it was a Marines office there, and there was a Marine standing there, and I thought that's where I should go with my paper, but he said, no, you got to go across the hallway. So I was in there, my paperwork, sat down, and a lady there, she just came out and stamped my passport, said, you're going to America. So to me, I thought, wow, that was a dream. That was in itself, the fact that I was able to go to America. And the funny story I can tell you is when I went for my interview to become a citizen, I received something in the mail, but I did not know when I would show up that was the interview itself. So here I am in the office, and the first question he asked me, what are the 3 branches of the government? And I said, wait a minute, I guess this is a test already, and the best I could. I said, well, I think it's the FBI, the CIA, and he said, no, you're not ready. Here, why don't you go back to the house, study longer, and come back? And I knew how to write English and read English because of my former school, so that helped me a whole lot. So I became a citizen not very long after that, and I'm very excited to be part of the American, and I'm living the dream really because it's about working hard and always looking for ways to help people. The saying is, if you help enough people to get what they want, you will get what you want eventually.
No, that's a great
And that's
quote.
what you're doing yourself when you're out there promoting your products and training contractors like me to increase their income through, which you do actually. So, and I know you're very successful at what you do, and I really appreciate that. And I thank you again for the opportunity.
Oh, you've been great. It's about relationships, right? So as we build the dream, and it's a profitable partnership, and that's what we try to grow. So with you, the story about going through and taking the testing. So they sent you away, you came back.
Yes.
What are some of the questions they ask you to become, for anybody that's out there, to become, they want to have that dream to become an American citizen? What was the stuff that you had to do? So English, writing, speaking?
Yes.
What are things, what the governments were? What other stuff that they wanted you to know?
Well, you got to have the want to succeed. You got to have that drive in you to work hard, to support yourself, to be part of, just to be together, being one accord, with being for the saying, if you live in Rome, if you want in Rome, live like a Roman. Well, you got to adapt to the culture. You got to be part of that culture, and support it, and and you'll get what you want eventually. So
But they actually take you through a pretty good course to learn a lot about America, right? So when you come
yes,
through, you're pretty studied.
yes, yes, yeah. You need to know about the Constitution. You need to know about like the Bill of Rights, the former American colonies. Obviously, the president's name and different things like that. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is a great story. So what would you say to anybody today? Do they have the same chance and opportunity to come in the right way, come in legally,
Absolutely.
and to be share that with them?
Absolutely. I think if you're a hardworking guy and you're good at what you do, there's a need for that here in America. And right now, like today, 2020, yes, there's a lot of opportunities for Masons. And if you show yourself wanting to work, good work ethic, with a great heart, do it with your heart, you'll find people that hire you and keep you and want you to stay. And that might be, I think that's how it should be. The immigration system is once you hire that contractor, sees the values that you have, should be the one initiating the immigration demand for you, because he can like a sponsor you into becoming a legal resident and eventually becoming a citizen of the United States. Yes, yeah, I'm a proof of that.
You really are.
Yes.
No, that's tremendous. And Rick Connor will share this story a lot of times. He'll utilize you sometimes there's a difference in some of the Masons where you're just slapping in the wall or really trying to lay it right and do the wall properly. You shared a story a long time ago with Rick and I about when you became part of the union, about that trade and the union trade, that really raised up your level about understanding how to be faster, but the consistency and the quality. Share a little bit about the inspiration that the union trade had for you.
Well, I've been around amazing Masons. They were most of them working union. And there were guys that were like artists, the way the flow in their hands, as they were either laying blocks or bricks. It was a mechanical flow. It was amazing to watch. I've known guys there that actually would work with a white shirt. That's how clean, how they were with their work, how proud of their work. You have to have that pride in it. Again, you got to do it with your heart. Not just with your mind, and you got to ask you the questions: why am I doing this particular movement? What is it that causes? Well, there's a reason for that. The mechanical of it. When you lay a brick line, there's several things. The way you spread your mortar, why you want to have a full bed and a full head joint. Okay, so all those things to make a good Mason, it probably take 2 to 5 years, and sometimes. Some of them take their whole life because, they're probably not really liking what they do. They're just in it just to have a job maybe. So, but you got to be in it because you like the trade,
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's good. And the Masonry, we're down in basically the territory you cover is Fort Worth.
Yes.
And Dallas that you cover too, Dallas, Fort Worth. And so you think about your experiences here. We come down here and, I'm called the Brickman, but I love brick and I love all masonry. But it's amazing to see the homes and developments, and we're in a brick market. We're in a masonry market, brick and stone, and it's just fantastic to see.
It's booming right now. There's houses being built everywhere, all over.
Our corporate office, as you've been there, our corporate office is in South Bend, Indiana. I have to drive a little bit to take you to see all the brick places. They're kind of scattered out. Even ones that we've stayed, we go to Notre Dame, University of Notre Dame, or other places. But basically, to take you around, we got to kind of drive. I can't just take you to this huge development where it's all brick like you can here. A lot of them are gated communities. You drive through, so you can't get in just to drive around. But there's other areas we can. So Fort Worth is just a fantastic place, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah.
We enjoy it every time we come down here. So tell us a little bit more about Bill Deal. Now, Bill Deal is also in the Brickman's Hall of Fame.
Yes.
We lost Bill Deal a short time ago. I love that man dearly. And tell us a little bit about Bill Deal.
Well, Bill Deal was a very nice man. I could relate. I had good rapport with Bill because he's a man that traveled a lot, and he liked French culture. He had been to France a few times, and when we would get together, we'll go over the food, of course, the wines and different things. And he referred me several times, so he was a good lead for me. Once the work was done, that he had good feedback on the work that was done. So that's why he referred me, because he knew of me and he knew how meticulous. So we had a lot of common things, Bill and I. Yeah, he had a great personality, very friendly man.
He did.
Yeah. So I enjoyed being around him, and he would always greet me, hey, Robear, and I just had a good time sitting down in his office, and we talked about a few things. So yeah, he's really missed. I really miss that man.
I do really miss him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great guy.
I went into his house one day, and probably he offered me a glass of wine. I'm sure he did, and yeah.
He did, great guy. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Robear here in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back. We're back with Robear, having a great time with him, and just a few more things. Robear, one of the things, how about for any young man or young woman that wants to come into business, whether it's going to be part of the masonry or side of it or staining side of it, what would you say to them today?
Well, what I would say, if you're looking to do something to be successful financially, I would say there's tons of money to be made in the masonry industry. The sky is the limit, and you can only limit yourself. Just dream big. You can take this from just working for somebody, or you can work for yourself and build a huge company out of it. So there's not really anything to hold you back. You get to see what you build, and it's just an honorable profession. This is one of the oldest trade in the world. Masons, they were in the Bible days, they're there, so robot cannot replace masons. There will never be machine made to replace masons, because it's an art in itself. And also, for example, I like my favorite thing to build would be fireplaces. I just built a rainfort fireplace for this guy with a 5 feet height by 6 feet. That's huge. And he asked me, is he going to draw? I said, oh yeah, just wait till you burn a fire in that thing. And he was just amazed. He even texted me the picture of his first fire and how hot it got there. It was an outdoor, beautiful fireplace. So you get to build fireplaces for people, or thing as simple as a brick mailbox, if anything. So it's all about level. It's eye and hands coordination, balancing things. So you gotta love it, It just not for everybody, but if you're a young person and you're looking for something that's going to get you to your dreams, I would say Mason is a great vehicle to get you there. Yeah.
Now, how about, you've told the story about the staining side. What you liked about the staining side was the physical side of it and all the different things, the heavy brick and getting all the equipment, all that. Share a little bit about that as far as why you like because you're up to 50%, potential 50% of your business is staining, but you really wanted to grow that, you said. So share that story with me that you said.
Well, I think this is something that you can do it's not very physical. It's, you have a cup in your hand and a brush in the other hand, and you just apply. It's amazing. You're not out there lifting heavy on a hot summer day. You just sat there, you can work in shorts and t-shirt and just, relax in it and just enjoy what you do. And not only that, you create something, you bring something that needed to be resembling more the existing by staining the part that doesn't. So, and it's helping a lot of people. I do a lot of businesses with builders here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They're about to close on a house, and they have a final walk around the whole house. And the customer points out, there's too many red here or not enough black here. Well, they call on me and I rectify that. Very easy thing to do, and the product is great because it's permanently bonding to the wall and it's breathable. It's not going to peel or crack like paint. It weather with the rest of the masonry. and it comes with warranty, like a 25 years warranty, right? So
We actually give a lifetime if we apply
a
it.
lifetime. So when you show up on the job with Masonry cosmetic stain, you get a lot of backing up with you, and you can do it knowing that this is the best product on the market, in my opinion. I tell that to all my customers, that the warranty itself and the product itself, how does it work, being water-based. And you guys help us out with your lab. We're able to send you some bricks sometimes, and you guys can help us with the recipe, the color too, and so on. So I like that part of it too. And it's people, oh, you have a lab? I say, yes, we have a lab too, to help you out if you ever come see that. So I just like you guys because the backing up. We're backed up kind of by the mothership over there. You know, it's like by your experience, so your credibility, very important. And, you know, the honesty and all those things.
No, that's very nice. And then what would you say to a future potential mason contractor or general contractor or restoration company that's out there that's thinking today about becoming a certified contractor for us? What would you say to them?
I would say do it. You have nothing to lose but to gain. You're going to find out surely in the trade over the years that there was instances where you were needing that product, but you did not know it existed, not that it's out there. I think this is going to be another tool into your toolbox to be able to satisfy your customers, and you know, it's amazing. We were on a big job last summer. It was a whole new apartment complex where the mortar wasn't matching. The mortar was just they wanted like a black, but it turned into a gray. Well, that was a good, substantial amount of money when we did that job. Good profit job. Yeah, so you know, you can be on lift and get out there and stand that mortar away and make good money. There's a lot of good money to be made there. Yep.
You know, it's offered two packages. One, it's for some of the restoration companies for in-house use, like you were talking about, just as a tool to make their repairs or matches or whatever even better or closer. And then the other opportunity was to do a side business like you did. So even if your future turns into a full-time business, it complements what you do. Yes. And now you've got a nice side business to make money in ways you never could have before, right? Exactly. But now it's grown into something nice, special. So we welcomed Robear into the Brickman's Hall of Fame, and to just lock it down in a clay brick, we have Robear as his own Brickman's Hall of Fame brick. So this is for you, Robear. So Robear, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Don.
That is for you. Hopefully it's not a doorstop. No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, no, I hope that you have that just as a remembrance of this day. And, you know, we made history today together. This is a special moment of time about you. And I appreciate the things you shared. And for that brick, we're also going to have it on video. So YouTube later on, it'll be all introduced this year. And we'll see that, and you'll be part of the class of 2019.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome. I'm here with Robert. I call him Breton, and it's really Robear, and I abuse the last name all the time. It's like Breton or something like that. And Robear, help me with the last name, the French way to pronounce it.
That would be Breton.
Breton. Never mind. He said to me we just should give up at this point. Okay, so but Robear has always been a great way to say it. So Breton.
There you go.
No, help me with it. Say it again.
Too hard. What is that stuff they put in you? That Botox? Sounds like Robear Botox.
Yes. Okay. So now.